Hi, I'm Brock Wagner, founder and brewer of St. Arnold Brewing Company, and I'm here at Good Company Seafood with Levi Goode. So one of my favorite places in Houston is certainly Good Company Seafood. Been coming here for years. This is definitely one of those places where everybody knows my name. It probably means I've been here once or twice. And one of the reasons that we're here today is this month marks 25 years that Good Company Seafood has served St. Arnold Amber Ale. So I certainly thank you for that. Cheers. So for somebody who's never been to Good Company Seafood, I don't know who that would be or why, but imagine that person exists. Describe to them what Good Company Seafood is.
Sure. I mean, good company seafood for us is it's an expression of what we like to eat. My father was the youngest of 5 children. He grew up on the upper Texas coast. His father was a shift worker at a refinery, and so typically with that many mouths to feed and his pay grade, there was more month than there was paycheck at the end of each month. So they often spent times at the local beaches, Surfside and Quintana Beach, fishing, crabbing, going out to harvest oysters in the wintertime, and fishing. And so fresh Gulf Coast seafood was something that had an impression on my father and his family early on in his life. And 1986, when we acquired this property and we're looking what to do with it, at that point in time, he thought it was a tragedy that you could only get fresh seafood at white tablecloth restaurants, or seafood in general, being 45 minutes from the coast, were only offered in frozen, pre-breaded options. And so it was very much an opportunity to share fresh Gulf Coast seafood with the community and our regular customers that we had established at our barbecue and taqueria at that point in time. So very personal and very much an expression of our family's heritage, and the opportunity to share it with the community has been great.
What is the order that when you hear somebody place it, this is a regular?
We enjoy lots of regulars here at Good Company Seafood. Cappuccina extra in a bowl is kind of is a pro tip, just because it's kind of easier to get after, and so that's probably one of our most common requests for regulars. But every regular's kind of got their own little spins and little secret menu nuances that we know and kind of pick up as part of their personality and what they enjoy, and we try to serve them whatever they want. So.
All these years, and I've never thought of the bowl. So, Good Company, all the restaurants have been around for a long time. What have you embraced about your dad's legacy, and what have you done to evolve it and make it your own?
Sure. I mean, with the Good Company, it's very personal. It's a family heritage of ours. We're celebrating our 42nd year this year, and so every restaurant that we've opened over the years is pretty much the way I like to refer to it. It's snapshots in a family album, and so kind of looking at the different years that we've opened our restaurants, our portfolio of restaurants. There's certain aspects of what was going on in our lives at the time, and just how we kind of looked at the world. All of our concepts that have been created, which we're at 5 now, concepts really are rooted in our family's heritage, Texas regional heritage, and the style of cooking that is known for in our region. And so that's one thing that in our 4 ways of restaurants, you'll pick up on our family experiences, our influences, and our heritage and the style of food that we prepare for the community. And so that's kind of gone on now for 42 years. It's definitely my guiding light as far as what's next for Good Company and which directions we choose to pursue, and how do we continue to build upon what we've already created going forward. And it's a fun place to be. We get to share quite a bit of people's lives with them, good and bad, depending on what they're going through at any given time. And it's just a neat place to be, kind of centered around and be able to be part of people's lives in the way that we do.
So I'm sure you've gotten a lot of offers over the years. Why remain an independent, locally owned family business?
Sure. I mean, first and foremost, it's a passion of love. It's a passion of carrying on a family legacy that was created by my parents, and that's really what it's all about. As far as financially motivated decisions to sell out, so to speak, it's just not really anything that I'm currently interested in. It's more of preserving a legacy of our family and of what our brand has brought over the last 40 some odd years.
So my takeaway is we are both fiercely independent, but if for $1 billion we'll sell.
Yeah. Plus working keeps me out of trouble most times, so I need to stay busy.
What are the 2 dishes that you order most frequently here?
I love our gumbo. For me, it's seasonal, so I would say that when the temperature drops below 70 degrees in Houston, I gravitate towards gumbo. If it's above 70 degrees, I typically go for cabochana. As far as our main dish preparations, I tend to steer towards the mesquite grilled side, which is mesquite grilled fresh Gulf Coast seafood is one of our signatures here at Good Company Seafood. And within the offerings off the grill, I tend to gravitate towards our mesquite grilled flounder, and typically some wild caught Gulf shrimp alongside of that, some seafood rice. Empanada is always a favorite of mine, and cold ice. One thing about our beers is they're super cold. We have frozen glasses, and a nice St. Arnold's Amber paired with that dish is as close to heaven as you can get, in my opinion.
So I'll have to say that a dozen Gulf oysters, an amber ale, is an amazing combination. And then the grilled flounder po' boy, that's my go-to. And when you don't have the grilled flounder, not on the menu, the grilled redfish, absolutely amazing. You guys could charge this. It's the greatest bargain because you could charge 3 times as much and I'd still be buying it.
Let me write that down. I agree. As far as the beer is concerned as well, you guys have a great product, and we're honored that you do what you do and have brought your beer to the community for as long as you have. Obviously, craft beer is a hot topic these days. Seems like they're popping up on every street corner, and I think St. Arnold's, in my opinion, has really been the forefathers of craft brew in Houston and the state for that matter, and it's been a great addition to our menu to have St. Arnold's represented in our beer selection.
Well, I appreciate y'all putting it on when craft beer was not a hot thing in Houston. So tell me, who has come and visited, who has come and eaten here that turned you into a fanboy?
Wow, quite a few over the years. We're a favorite of some of the members of ZZ Top, primarily Billy and Dusty. They've kind of spread out now. We see Billy more often than Dusty. I think Dusty's moved up around the Woodlands area, but they've been regulars for many years at our seafood restaurant here. Of course, from a sporting aspect, we get our fair share of Texans, Astros, Rockets come through, which is always fun to see and exciting to have them in our restaurant. So,
especially the Astros right now.
That's right.
So tell me, what's a favorite memory growing up in these restaurants?
Oh wow! So Good Company Seafood has a special place in my heart as far as being in the business. This restaurant we opened in 1986, and it was our first full service restaurant. So definitely as far as young guy, 18 to 20 something years old, this was a fun place to work back then, and I worked lots of different positions in this restaurant, and we have a great crew, both on the front and back of the house at this restaurant. A lot of long tenured, great staff members, and working with these guys shoulder to shoulder and hand in hand has been one of my highlights.
So tell me, what's your favorite thing about Houston, if there's just one?
I would say my favorite thing about Houston is, it's really the not spoken aspects of the communities, of the people in the community. It's times that, like Hurricane Harvey, just to see the community come together and the fabric of what we're made of in this city for helping one another, and just the humanistic aspects that we all share in times of struggle and celebration as well. Talking about the Astros, it just seems that everybody has it's almost like you're a member of a club if you're a Houstonian, and that's been one of the great things about Houston, living here and being a part of the community that I enjoy.
I completely agree. It's a giant melting pot. I've never been I don't know of another city where people actually get along as well and are as kind and generous to each other as in Houston. Nobody cares who you are or where you're from. It's just, we're all people, part of the fabric here.
Yeah, and one thing about Houston is you don't have to be a member of the club, and being a business owner in the city. I think the opportunity, it's very opportunity rich environment for someone that wants to get out there and work, roll your sleeves up and work hard and try to make something happen. You can sure do that in Houston, Texas.
I agree.